Good afternoon, Professor Ripley and the rest of my class. Today, I'm going to be talking about the successes of the U.S. intelligence community and all the operations that have gone down last, 50, 60, 70 years. I'm arguing that it has been successful in aiding national security and it has been necessary for national security. That is the intelligence community. I split up into three main points: intelligence, counterintelligence, and covert and clandestine operations. So I'm gonna go over intelligence first. So this is, the gathering of intelligence, of getting that information, whether it's open source or more through covert means, and giving that to policymakers and the military even. From my perspective, the military uses a lot of intelligence that allows us to plan and to better understand our enemy, to make better plans, and to better approach situations in which we need vital information on enemies, such as forces like the Iranians, information on North Korea, China, Russia, and then more specifically nowadays, say, you got the Taliban, ISIS. We get that information from CIA, DIA, all that good stuff, and that goes into the military. So first off, I'm going to talk about the 9/11 September 11th attacks. It can be seen as a success and a failure. It's a failure because it happened, of course, but at the same time, the CIA and a lot of the intelligence community knew that one attack was going to come. They knew that this was on the horizon and that Osama bin Laden was a threat. It is definitely a problem that policymakers and the overall community didn't know that this attack was going to happen, but I'd say it is some sort of success that we knew it was going to happen. We knew that this attack was evident. Going off there, we have UBL, so Osama bin Laden. The CIA was paramount in not capturing, but at least getting information leading to his capture in Pakistan. They did send in Navy SEALs with Rangers as KRF, but the CIA did get the information to eliminate UBL. Operation Paperclip after World War II's OSS and CIA. This was recruiting ex-Nazi scientists into NASA and different kinds of scientific American institutions, and of course helped us with the arms race and the space race. Cuban Missile Crisis, this is a huge one. In my opinion, it's probably the biggest one. If we didn't have YouTube, if we didn't have these intelligence gathering missions, we would not know nuclear missiles around our nose in Cuba. And that's the CIA's whole thing. That information, those operations, the U-2s, could have saved America, saved the United States, the world as we know it. More recently, we have ISIS's head guy, al-Baghdadi. CIA, just like UBL, the CIA was the one in charge of getting that information and finding him. Then, of course, they sent Delta Force in to eliminate him. And last, just nuclear espionage, kind of just an open, overall topic of American spies in Russia, or even doing stuff in China, just spying on other countries' nuclear arsenal, their programs, and that's keeping us safe. That is paramount to national security because of the threats nuclear weapons pose. That's the number one threat in the world right now. I'm gonna move over to counterintelligence. So my big thing that I was thinking was double agents. Either giving false information to the enemy or gathering different types of information from those countries. April Fool, that was from 2003 Iraq. That was a fake army officer supplying false information to Saddam Hussein. That, paramount to false information and information gathering was paramount to the 2003 Iraq invasion, which was an absolute exhibition. It was an absolute steamrolling by the United States. And then Dmitry Holikov, that is, he was an American double agent. He helped gather information on Russian programs, including nuclear programs. And then we do psychological operations. These were big in Vietnam and Laos, Cambodia. These were big, helping U.S. troops do better. Eliminating more enemies by defection or just go back home. Psychological operations definitely help national security, especially even in Afghanistan, Iraq, just helping change the hearts and minds of others, hopefully deterring more combatants. And then we're going to go over to covert operations. So this is more the hands-on stuff. Biggest example is MACV SOG, Vietnam. So Military Assistance Command, Special Operations Group, Vietnam. So basically what these guys did was just a CIA task force of Delta, not Delta, Green Berets, SEALs, pararescue, different types of special forces, Marines, and they're all recruited by the CIA to help with the war effort in Vietnam. Going over here, we're gonna do. I'm gonna jump down to Special Activities Command or Center, CIA. So this is kind of just a continuation of SOG. This whole group is kind of the combat arm of the CIA. So they're doing those covert operation missions, a lot of the black ops and false flag operations that are behind the scenes, and those are paramount to national security as they're taking out high value targets and going in and making sure United States and American interests are seen through. And then lastly, backing democratic powers. So that's basically just CIA doing its thing by either funding, with such as the Contras in the 80s. This is funding democratic regimes and powers to better suit American interests. So instead of having more communist powers or a dictatorship or authoritarian regimes, the CIA and different intelligence agencies they'll promote and help fund and help even put into power democratic agencies. So for the most part, those are my main points I wanted to cover. I just want to say that I believe that through these three main operations, the intelligence community has been paramount to national security. It has helped the Americans remain safe, especially during the 60s, 70s, 80s. And even today, it still allows the military to operate with better efficiency and reduce casualties, save American lives, and keeps us all safe on the home front and abroad.